Hello, I'm Kira Dulaney, and I'll be judging the Knit and Crochet Textiles for Lambtown Festival's Skeins and Textiles competition, with Stephenie Gaustad judging the woven and felted textiles as well as the hand-spun skeins of yarn. I'm here to give you a little bit of an idea of what we'll be looking for as judges, and hopefully encourage you to enter. It's really fun. Obviously, it's great to get ribbons, but it's also really helpful to get the judges' feedback on ways that you can improve and on what was successful about your project that you entered. So, first of all, we'll be looking at the appropriateness of the yarn for the project. So whether it's a hand-spun yarn or a commercial yarn, we want to see that the fiber content and the yarn construction, and especially the combination of the two, as well as any color or texture that's in there, is appropriate for the project that you're going to do. It can really vary depending on what you're making. So if you're making a woven scarf or a crocheted hat or knitted socks, you're going to want to use a different yarn to start with. Or if you're spinning your yarn, you're going to want to spin your yarn differently. If you're entering a skein, part of the entry form is telling us what you will be making with the yarn so that it can be appropriately judged. So as an example, if you're knitting socks, you need a strong, sturdy yarn that's going to hold up to a lot of abrasion, because socks get a lot of wear and tear and kind of rubbing against the insides of your shoes. And you also want to work it at a pretty dense fabric so that it'll hold up to hopefully years of use. Whereas if you were making a shawl, you'd want something that's going to be a drapier yarn, maybe a slightly looser fabric, so that you get a little bit more airiness and drape to it. Now, generally, we're not going to be judging the pattern for textiles unless you have a note that it's a self-designed pattern, and please do write that. Otherwise, it'll be more about pattern choice and having more of the judging go into the construction, which is what you actually did yourself. Very important for all the categories is going to be the finishing work. So if it's your hand-spun skein, how you set the twist is really important, that it kind of is finished and not just fresh off your wheel or spindle. If you're weaving, we want to look at your wet finishing, at your selvages, at any finishes you did like fringe or hem stitching on the ends of the warp. For weaving as well as knitting and crochet, how you tucked in the yarn tails so that they're secure and in there and not going to be working their way out. Depending on your textile, if you have seams, we'll look at how the seaming was done. We'll look at any kind of closures that you have, both that you chose the right ones and that they were well applied. I like to turn things inside out and see what it looks like on the inside, because that can tell you a lot. Sometimes I can see shortcuts that were taken where there might have been a better choice to make. And in general, we'll want to let you know both what is successful at your project and ways you can improve for the future. Hopefully both to encourage you to enter our textile competition again, and also just to improve your work in general and how you appreciate all of your textiles that you've made and all of your skeins that you spin, and keep enjoying the continual learning process. All right, well, I hope that was helpful, and we will see you soon at Lambtown Festival. You can find the full rules and entry forms at lambtown.org, and look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.